We live now.
Live. Good
Evening,
evening.
everyone.
Good evening, everybody. As y'all see, we have some guests here tonight.
Yes.
Would y'all like to introduce yourself first?
They already know who I am.
No, go ahead and introduce yourself for people who don't know who you are. He like, no.
Well, you want to do the disclaimer first, and then I guess
go
then
in.
introduce you.
This show is for entertainment purposes only and is not intended as professional advice. Any actions taken based on the discussions are at your own discretion. There will be no bullying allowed, and there will be no disrespect tolerated. All right? So, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right now.
Okay.
All right, so you want to start this off, Mr.
We can
Daniels?
start it off.
Go ahead.
Let's start it up.
Today's topic is about a trend from we're going to the 80s or the 90s up until now. Like, how far we going to go back? I'm an 80s baby, so I was
We was
born in
a
1980. So I guess we can go from there. Because,
Oh,
because
you're
if
80s, baby.
because if we go back, it's still
No,
going to
no,
be kind
no.
of the same era.
Yeah, it is. We can start
You
from the
know?
80s and 90s. It
And
doesn't
then,
You
matter.
know, it's yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm an 80s
They
baby. and,
basically the same era too.
yeah, yeah.
We 70s baby.
He
Oh,
40.
we
I'm
close.
telling you, we are. Yeah, no, we are. Yeah, no, we are. But we don't know nothing really about this year. We do the 80s though.
Yeah,
The 80s, we wasn't really off the steps though.
No.
We wasn't off the steps.
I wasn't off the steps in the 80s.
The
I wasn't
90s
off
was
the
off.
steps either.
The 90s.
The 90s, yeah, I see like mid, like early 90s. You know,
Yeah. And for
got a
us
little
too, we ain't
leeway.
get grown till the early 90s. You hear me? Grown. Wasn't grown then, but y'all know what I
We
mean.
thought we was grown.
Yes.
Yep, 90s.
But it's different from then to now. The way things were when we grew up, you know, and the way things are how it is now. I mean, because when we grew up, it was like if we did something wrong, the neighbors chastised us.
Absolutely.
You know?
You know, the neighbors, you know, they said something to us. They didn't go to our mom until after they chastised us. And then, you know, it was like we respected that and we listened to them. And some of us were scared of our neighbors. You know, when we,
It was definitely a village.
yeah. So,
They listened
yeah.
back then.
Yeah, they listened.
Yeah.
You know, it
It wasn't
wasn't,
disrespectful.
yeah, it wasn't none of that. You know, it was like, it was good. I mean, everybody got along. You know, sometimes we fought, you know, did this, but that's normal growing up.
Right.
Because it's like the more disagreements we had, and the more the fights that we had, we got along after all that. You know, it was like we got along and we just became close and became friends, and we just kind of, you know, grew up and grew off that. You know,
And the parents chastise you. I'm gonna tell your mom. If you do this, I'm gonna tell your mom. You better go home now, boy.
There was no F you.
Nope.
And
Wasn't no
all
getting
that
smart.
now. You know what I'm saying? You can't say anything to these kids.
You know what I mean?
Nothing.
Real disrespectful.
yeah. I mean, it's like these days now. We're gonna go to these days now. It's like a lot of them don't have no respect at all for anybody. You know, and it's just they don't even have respect for their own family, their own parents.
Because a lot of them, I think, they raise themselves now.
Yeah.
A lot of
I
the
agree.
parents are either gone, incarcerated, or on drugs. So these kids are left to raise themselves. And it's like, I teach myself. You know what I'm saying? And once I get in that street, I learned from the street. So that's who mostly I respect now, because I respect who I learned from.
Right.
And that's when it started going downhill then.
That is so true.
And like beef and all that stuff is like different now. They'll shoot you when you with your mom.
Oh, yes.
They'll
Oh,
shoot
yes.
you with with
Kids.
your girl,
It
anybody.
don't even matter. It's just no respect.
Yeah.
If it was more respect, a lot of things that goes on wouldn't go on the way it is. It's sloppy,
Yes.
you know. And another thing you mentioned about how the kids these days, they see certain things and they go off of that and they pretty much copy off of everything that they see and they learn off of that.
Right.
You know, and another thing too, I wanted to add is like a lot of the parents these days,
Give it, yep.
they kind of
Allow it.
growing up with their kids.
Yes.
Because most of them had them so young, and they
didn't
kind of
have-
and they didn't have a lifestyle when they were growing because they had kids. They had one or two or three. Some of them had more than that. So they kind of grew up with their kids, and they ain't had no life of their own until their kids started growing up.
That is true.
So what they're doing is they're growing up with their kids.
Yeah.
So now their kids see them as my mom and my friend.
Right.
You see, and it's like, but they look at them more so as their friend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's not good though.
Yeah, it's not.
And it's not good even when you try to say something to them, because you can't even say anything to the parents now either.
No.
Because that's where the kids
They
get
gonna
from.
jump you to
And they know,
death. They
absolutely,
want to.
they know,
Yeah.
go to my mom if you want to, because she ain't just like me.
Exactly.
And she's going to take my side,
Yeah.
and you're going to have to fight both of us.
Both of us.
You can't even say anything to the parents. It's like, well, what do you do now?
That is so true.
What do you do?
The kid could be totally wrong and totally disrespectful. Mom coming in back, dad coming in, backing it up.
Yeah.
Like then you wonder why your child is the way they are, because you backing up wrong behavior.
Absolutely.
And it's just sad, you know. It's sad, and I'm just kind of anxious to see how things are going to be like 10 years later on in the future. How things are going to be. It's just, I don't know. It's rough now,
It
but
got to get.
Something gotta change.
It has
At some
to get
point.
better.
I don't know.
It has to, because it's almost at its worst
Yeah.
now. You know,
I agree.
every day we seeing these people just blatantly shooting one another.
Yeah.
And it's like they can come back. You know, we knew somebody died. We off of it. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
done. Now it's so died. Really all that?
Every day is
And
normal.
we're immune to it.
Yeah.
We're immune to it. It's like it's nothing now. Oh, really? That happened? Okay. On to the next. They don't care.
it's sad to say, but like funerals and baby showers and stuff like that, them two things, that's the normal things that a lot of times we see here. It's like a celebration to a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's how they get together and make amends with each other and within their family. And it's
Right.
sad that it has to be like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but that's just how it is, and that's what people are used to. That's what they adapt to as they grow up, and then they kind of like take that generation and move that generation towards their kids
Right.
or
Yeah.
to another generation. And the whole object of it is to break the generation. That we
we
need
don't
to
have no
break
more
that.
big mamas.
Yeah.
We don't have that head of that family, that thread.
Yeah.
That thread is gone. And so, you know, like we were younger or whatever, and you see certain people distance themselves off from the family,
Yeah.
and they always will be that one person. No, we gonna get together. Now we
It's
don't have that.
nobody.
So if you don't deal,
Absolutely.
you just don't deal.
Yeah.
And then your kids don't deal. Half of our kids don't know all of their cousins, their aunts, their uncles. We don't know it. We know because we just stay separate, and which is sad.
Yeah.
You know, because we came from togetherness.
Yeah, togetherness.
We came from togetherness, and we don't have it. And
And it's sad because we do have some big mamas out there, but big mamas scared to come out and sit on the step.
Ain't that so?
well, just talk about sitting on the step. You better not sit on the step.
Big mama like,
Stuck in books.
yeah, like, I ain't coming out there no more. I don't like the smell of the
it ain't
weed.
safe.
I don't like, all the kids running up and down the street shooting these little water guns.
And
it's
well,
just-
another thing I think with it too, even with the big mamas and the mamas, of why they don't take control, because a lot of these kids are supporting the family out from these streets. You know what I'm saying? So how
Exactly.
can I say something to this boy that's paying the rent, who's giving me money to pay this water bill?
That's
so I
weak,
can't chastise him because
he
he might
taking
not
care
give
of
me
you.
his money. Then where
That's
we gonna
crazy.
live? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think they try to just pacify them because
they don't. Yeah.
they depend on
And not only that, even though but they not gonna listen anyway.
they not gonna listen. Yeah, just because of the fact of they don't have any. There's nobody to teach them no respect. Everybody just go along. Everybody just go along with it.
Yep.
That's the biggest problem too. Everybody just go with the flow.
Yeah.
So they saying something.
Because they
Everybody just
scared
go.
most of the time.
Yeah.
People scared their own kids. You know
That
what I'm
is
saying?
so true.
Because
So
a
true.
lot of times now these kids, you can raise them however we do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can raise them good, everything. They have everything. Get them what they want.
Exactly.
Come from a good family. But when they get in those streets,
Yeah.
and even they don't even have to be in the streets, in school, you know, their peers is on something else, and it's like, damn. This is a new world for me. I ain't know nothing about this, you know, because we kept our
It's a
kids so
different-
sheltered.
Yeah.
And when they get out there, it's like,
They
man,
doing
there's
this.
something y'all can do this,
Absolutely.
and y'all can do that, and I can't. And they, wanting
They
something
be
else.
extra wild.
They'll be
I
wanting something
lived
else.
it
Yeah.
in the house. I lived it.
They just gonna do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Born and
gonna
raised
do
by
it.
the
They
same
gonna
two
do it.
parents,
Yes.
and it's just like
Their mindset.
And you
Left.
be looking like, what the hell? Where did you come from?
Like you did that.
Yeah.
Where did you come from? We didn't teach you that.
Yeah.
Where did you get that
On
from?
the streets.
And then you got to think of it. We all was young once, so we wanted to do what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to do what they wanted to do. So your mom can tell you, like, I had good parents. He had good parents. She had good parents, and I'm quite sure you had good parents. We all had good parents, but you snuck and did
What you
something.
wanted to do?
Everybody did what they wanted to do.
It's normal. It's just growing up, you know. But it was like we had boundaries.
Yeah.
We were scared to cross.
Boundaries that we were scared to cross, like she said.
To a certain age,
Yeah.
girls. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
And it was certain shit that you just respected. Like, it was just certain shit you just
And
respected.
didn't do.
Everything is just not respect now.
These kids ain't got no boundaries.
None.
Yeah.
Let me tell you,
No.
when we was even, I remember I was pregnant. I was pregnant at 20. I was so embarrassed to walk past these older ladies that were standing outside. Like, oh my God, they gonna look. And I'm 20. Way past 18. Out of school, working, everything. And I was embarrassed, like, oh my God, they're gonna look at me like, what is this girl doing pregnant?
At our
Now?
yeah.
12, 13,
12,
14,
13,
15, and the parents says, baby shower!
Yep.
Yeah.
Baby shower!
Baby celebration.
Come on, we
Yeah.
spending
That's
$3,000,
what I was just
$4,000.
saying.
Baby, sit
Yep.
your little grown ass the hell there, and you be lucky
Yeah.
if the family get together to buy you
To
anything for that
celebrate.
How old
baby.
was you when you had your first kid?
20.
You was 20? How old was you?
19.
Oh, we 15.
16.
Wow. See.
Yup. His
And
daughter-
sit your grown ass
Yeah.
My daughter and his daughter is actually what, 2 weeks apart?
Yeah.
And 2 weeks apart.
Yeah. See, a lot of times too, like some of the decisions that we make growing up, bad or good, it kind of goes off of our environment that we live in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, that takes a big factor of our life. You know, how we grow up, and then as we continue to grow up, we can either change it or we can, you know, stay the same. You
Yeah.
know, so it depends. You know, on
It's
you.
absolutely with the environment. Because if you see, what you see, you want to think is normal.
Yeah.
So when you see the teenagers out there having babies, and it's like, okay, me too. It's okay. It's okay if I walk, you know, do whatever it is that everybody else is doing, because that's what y'all do in your environment.
And everybody want to be grown so fast.
Everybody.
Did you think about it? We never had a childhood.
Yeah.
We never had a childhood.
Yeah, we didn't. I mean, we grew up in rough area. You know, I'm not embarrassed to say we grew up in a rough area.
I love my
I love
area.
you.
And I love my area. I do too. You know,
We love it.
yeah. You know,
Well,
we grew up in a
see,
rough area.
That shit makes
That's
you
because
hard.
where we grew up, somewhat it was the projects, but it was everything.
Yeah.
When we was kids, we
Yeah,
played every
childhood.
game. Y'all know it.
Jailbreak.
We did.
They ain't never do none of that shit. I don't even think they know what the fuck that is.
They don't know all that stuff. We did.
Ding dong
We had a
Dixie.
good time,
Catch a
yo.
girl, get a girl.
Yeah, we had a good
Double
time.
Dutch. They just started bringing double dutch back. You
I
don't see
think-
no kids
and that's
outside
true.
playing rope.
And I think I
Jump
started
shots,
seeing
nothing.
it in like New York.
And they started, and they just brought it back here
First.
like 2 years ago. 2 or 3 years they just started bringing, but you still don't see any kids doing
Not
it.
really,
It's only like organizations that, like, they have groups
Yeah.
that go out and jump.
Sure.
It's still kids in the neighborhood. They're not jumping. You don't even see them toting doll babies anymore.
Yo, yeah, when we be breezing through,
You
you
don't
see
see
none of
the
that
kids
shit.
doing that.
Everything's different, you know.
Around there, around that area,
Yeah.
is the most kids I ever.
Yup, when we be
I'm
breezing through.
serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that
like
is so true.
You don't see,
They've
you
been
go
stopped.
through South Philly, you don't see nothing.
Nothing.
You don't see nothing.
See, the thing
I'm
is,
like, yo, this shit ain't never been like this. This shit dry as hell.
see, the thing is that like we just need more people to show these kids what to do, and you know, so they can see that and see how we having a good time and see how this is. That way, they can do what we're doing. Because if you really think about it, everybody in Philadelphia, they talk the same, they dress the
Yes.
same. You know, they just pretty much do all the same stuff. So if we come up with the positive stuff, old school,
Right.
and we show that, and they see that, and they see that, oh, wow, they're having a good time. They're gonna copy off that. They're gonna try to, copy off that like they do everything else, and it'll make them feel much better too,
Right.
because they know what they're doing is wrong, but they just they just want to be in with everybody. Everybody want to fit in somewhere.
That's a good idea.
Everybody fit in somewhere. Everybody want to fit in somewhere. You know, that's the major problem. Everybody want to fit in somewhere, and the only way you can be able to fit in somewhere in Philadelphia is if you're doing the same thing you're doing.
But I think too,
That's a
a
good
lot of
idea,
now
though.
that they don't do it because a lot of the older, just say the old head guys, they're looking up to these kids, to the teens that's younger
That's
than
good.
them.
guys.
That's
Oh
them
yeah,
clown ass
yeah.
niggas.
That's what they're doing. You know what I'm
Clown ass
saying?
niggas.
And so that's why they can't influence the
Even
younger generation
lead,
because
rather.
they out there with them doing the same exact thing that they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we grew up on.
And yeah, they doing the same exact thing. So how can you tell me anything and you right here by me doing the same thing that I'm doing?
Yeah.
So you can't preach to me. Preach to yourself, and that's why I think, and that's how they look at it. It's like, oh, how the older guys don't go out there and tell them this because they're doing the same exact thing.
See, but they only gonna listen to the older guys that
they
that
got
they
the
look
head
up
on
to.
their shoulder.
Yeah, they only gonna listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
When they listen to
Or
them,
a little bit.
or when they go to jail, they listen to them old heads.
That's it.
And yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
You ain't got nothing that's better to do but to
But
listen
sit
now.
down. Exactly.
You ain't got nothing but time.
Exactly.
But it's sad for them to have to go that route just to be
Yeah.
able to wake up and listen. You know,
Yeah.
it's sad. And the jail system is just
Shit, I remember when I was locked up, I ain't listened to none of them older niggas. I just used to sit back and think. I ain't listened to none of them motherfuckers because I used to look at them like, the fuck they here? They
You
here.
in the same place I'm at.
Yeah, I used to be like, they here.
it's normal to think
I'm
that.
smarter than them. And then I used to hear some of them talk, and I used to be like, this nigga stupid. Like, he ain't thorough. And then a lot of them just be lying their ass off.
Just to
And
get a name
especially
in
the ones
there.
that be having light.
They don't, and you can't tell the difference between anybody when they go to jail. I don't think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They
They're
can.
trying to look.
Everybody
like
looking.
somebody.
We all got the same jumpsuit on. We
Yeah.
all don't have no haircut, so it's no division. Like I can't tell you got a couple dollars. I can't tell you got an education.
Right.
We all on the same level once we get
And
in
it
here.
all boils
So-
down to the same shit.
and I can make myself who I want to be in here because you don't know. You
And
know?
it all boils down to the same shit. They gotta know who you are to listen to you.
Absolutely.
You have to be somebody. If you ain't nobody, they don't
They
give
ain't
a
gonna do
fuck.
it. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
They're not gonna do it.
Wow.
What happened to? I was just like literally. It was a post on Instagram a couple weeks ago where they said, "Well, bring back the parents." Because my father was that type of parent. Just look at you. Bring those type of parents where they just look at you and you cry.
Uh-huh.
What
It's
happened
so
to
fair.
those type of parents? Don't even gotta say a word. Not today.
Yeah,
Not
look.
today.
I try that look sometimes with the kids on my block. Like some of the kids that walk their little dogs, and they'll take a poop on the side. I'm like, I look at them,
Don't even say that.
and they look at me like,
I'm like,
Oh, you think I'm not picking up guns?
it's crazy.
They give it right
Damn.
back to you because they don't know no better.
Yeah,
You know, because
it's crazy.
we used to tell the kids, even like, hey Tanya, no, hi Miss Tanya.
Yes.
You address people as Miss and Mister,
Yes.
you know, and stuff like. They don't teach them that. They let them go in because we gonna sit here, we gonna drink, and we gonna smoke, and the kids running around and he ha ha, and they join right on in. So they think that they're on their level. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And the kids don't know. We don't know. There's nobody there to teach them the difference of respect. Even if you don't respect a couple people outside, you know to respect somebody.
Yeah.
They don't know to respect anyone.
This is tough. Like,
The teachers, the doctors, the cops. They don't even respect the cops. You know.
Them either.
They don't
And that
respect
is
the cops.
huge.
well, everybody had to learn that though. I had to learn that shit too. Growing up, not this like the cops will piss you the fuck off though.
But you should have knew it. You know what I'm saying? Because the kids, the moms will be scared. No, shut up.
Not no more.
Not no more. Who you talking to? Oh, you just talking to that gun. Oh, what do you mean, family? You just sitting up there like, okay.
Do y'all remember
kids pick that up.
And the kids pick it up and do
Yeah.
the same thing.
It's like the people don't realize that these kids these days, when you do things and you say things around them, it stays in their head for a long time. They could be 9 years old and hear what you did and what you said to somebody. It'll stay with them till they get like 30, 40 years old.
That is so true.
And they keep that in their head.
Keep it.
And they different. These cops is different too.
They
from
are.
back then.
And they're scared. And because a lot of cops used
They're
to come
very
from the
afraid.
community. They don't no more. So,
Yeah.
you know, like these cops is coming from way out and they not used to our environment. You know what I'm saying? They not used to what we used to.
Right.
They're not used to the
And
language.
you gotta remember in our generation, we used to whoop their ass. Like,
Well, that's why they got the gangster there.
remember that time when they fucked them? Remember that time when they were
Like, man, listen, and that's why they act the way they act
They
now.
still doing it now, though.
Right.
They still doing that. When they
Not
had
like they
that-
did back then, yo.
When they had that George Floyd that looting, them kids was whooping them cops' ass out there.
I just seen something on the internet, and the guy was fighting the cop. He was trying to get away. He already had him in handcuffs. And did you see it? And he was like, he's trying to tell us, help me, y'all, help me. They just sitting there taping. I'm like, oh, at least they know not to get involved. He gave that cop a run for his money, but he still ended up getting locked up. But that cop could not handle him. And it was like, what? Well, and that's all I thought was, are you on your last? Or they told you, like they told myself, you come in here one more time,
Oh,
you
okay.
going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you going. So he was fighting like,
To get out of it.
I can't go back. I can't go back. But it was like, oh my God, just stop. Just stop.
Yeah.
You in handcuffs, where you going? Where is you going? They don't have that fear of, let me shut up or let me obey. And that's because a lot of times the cops do be on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They be on some bullshit.
Or like picking with
Picking.
some of them.
Absolutely.
My opinion with the cops that be on the bull crap, because most of them, they're not even really trained to do what they're doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because technically, you have to know the law in order for you to lock somebody up. You can't
Right.
just lock somebody up and tell people this and that, and then you're like, what are you talking about? Man?
Right.
That's not the law. Like, they don't know the law. They just go through some training, some
6
physical
months.
training for 6 months. They don't know nothing about the law. People go to college for 6-7 years to learn the law.
Yeah.
They
So, I mean,
discriminate.
come on, think about
do.
that.
They discriminate
They
a lot.
profile.
Yeah.
They know about that.
They know, and they know, especially if they ride around, if their unit or whatever their little, what you call it, their thing is for your neighborhood.
Yeah.
And they ride around, they see you all the time, they know what you're doing. So it's
Yeah.
like, and if they need something, oh, I know who to get.
Right.
I know who to get because I know what you out here doing. I know what all y'all out here doing.
Yeah.
So whenever I need that
Pick and
arrest on my record, I'm gonna get it. You know.
They was told the cops was told to mess with them from 14 to like 27 or something like that. 26, 14 to 26. They told to mess with you. So if you notice when people, they always mess with young people from like
To start that paper
age.
trail.
From that age
To
on
start that
up,
paper trail.
from 14 to 25. They always
Because it's
mess
a
with
business, and that's what. And I, I had to sit there and tell my son too. I said, "This is a business.
Yeah.
You know, these people get money to lock you up. They get money to keep you in prison because these prisons are privately owned. They get money, so it's like the more you bring in here, the more money I'm
Yeah.
going to get. So they don't want to hear anything, especially if you keep doing something you ain't got no business doing.
Right.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, from the lawyer to the judge to the what is it? The warden. They all making money off that. Money off you. So if you start from 14, let me start that paper trail right now. By the time you get 18, you know how many records you got? What you got on your record by the time you're 18, 4 years? Because I'm gonna keep stop you. Every year I'm gonna give you something. By the time you 18, you can't get a job.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying? You can't get
Unless you
nothing.
know somebody.
Yes, it's set up to do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's set up.
They need to make them type of changes, like just giving people second chances. If you haven't got in trouble for like maybe like 5 years, you can get your record expunged.
Right.
Or
Easily.
I mean, it
Not,
should be
you
more.
gotta go through all of this to get your. It's like, okay, we had these clinics, But I still gotta jump through all these loops to get this record expunged. You know what I'm saying? Not let me just sign this, come in here, sign this paper. You look at my record, or you pull my record up. Next thing, no.
Yeah, I mean, and especially in Pennsylvania, they make it so hard for you to get ahead, especially if you got a record. They make it so hard. The pardon process is so long. Everything is just a time-consuming situation. A lot of people don't have the time. They just give up.
Do it.
Yeah,
Right,
give
right,
Just
right,
give
right.
up. You know, instead of just hanging in there. It takes time.
And that's what they want you to
life
do.
is about patience.
That's what I was make it hard.
They want
so
you-
you won't
Yeah.
succeed.
Yeah.
So you
That's
be
all
back
it
in the
is.
system again. If I make it hard on you, you're gonna
You'll
repeat
do
what you was
something
doing.
else. And they hoping
I
it.
just think that they need to change that. Like, I mean, we're a common law state, so I think they need to kind of make some changes. You know, that's going to help out the people, because a lot of people has felonies and they've been clean for a long time enough that they're a
Should
changed
be doing
person.
something.
Right.
Right.
You know, they should be able to step up a little bit and be able to do things.
And they be the best ones for the kids.
You know,
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's just.
The
They be
same
the
way how
best
they
ones for
stopped
the
all
kids.
of the trades in the school for the kids. You know, when we went to Bach, and it was on just Bach and Dobbins, and they cut all. Well, I think Dobbins might be the only one, or
That's
Reed, I
still
think,
there.
just still up for those trades, because they pushed that out because too many of us was getting jobs without degrees.
Isn't that
You know,
something though?
starting business without degrees. So that's what they seeing. Oh, they coming out of school, they got their certificates already. They can just go straight to work or open a business. They didn't
there.
like that.
Yeah.
So it's no, let's cut this out. Now you gonna spend some more money to go to college or to a training school, because
make
we was
it-
getting the same credits that you would get
Yeah.
if you go to a regular trade
Yeah.
school for what,
That
12
you
months
had
that
to
you had to
get
pay
the
for,
loans.
that you
Yeah.
had to get the loans.
That
you
is
was
some of
getting
the
it for
reasons
free.
why we wanted to go to the
Absolutely.
to Bach
And they cut all that out so that
and Dobbins and those schools.
nobody has the route now. The
Yeah.
only route now is college,
yeah.
you know, or pay those
Pay.
trade schools.
see, a lot of that shit don't flock either though. So I knew some people that went to college and they wasn't shit.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's
Because
always
it's
about
you.
who you know.
It's in you and who you know, because you
Totally
how
different
many
now.
you see those people at Starbucks? And these people got college degrees couldn't get a
Yeah.
job. You know what I'm saying? Can't get a job, but you still
They
gotta
got
pay that
all
loan
these
back.
loans.
Yeah.
You gotta pay that loan back.
Yeah.
It's all about who you know.
It's all about who
Everything
you know.
is about who you know.
And the thing is too is like if everything that's around us and everything, business, a lot of stuff, everything is set up a certain way. It's all set up a certain way, and if you don't go the way that they have it set up, then they're gonna what they call it, blackball you, or they're gonna give you a hard way to
Your
go.
roadblocks.
Yeah, they're gonna give you roadblocks, and they're gonna give you a hard way to go, because they want everything to run the same way. You know, if you come in there and you doing things different, then you got a problem.
Yeah.
And it's sad because it comes down to, like I said, having things set up a certain way, and then at the end of the day, it's all about money.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
That's just it, you know, business.
What's
Money,
gonna make this company money?
Yeah.
Right or wrong?
Or if I hire you, how much can you make me?
Absolutely.
Or bring in for me? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But as far as to the trend with that, how things are now with the just like how they want things to be a certain way for the schools and just business in general, from now up until back in 80s and 90s, social media like took everything
Oh, yeah.
over.
We were just saying
Social
that.
media.
What was we doing?
You know.
What was we
I
doing?
know.
We was on social media for 2 or 3 hours. What were we doing?
It'd be
What were we doing?
Driving in, or we was driving.
No, we was doing
enjoying our
stuff
lives though.
It's like, oh
We
my
really
God.
was.
and y'all notice more indictments, all that shit came about from,
'Cause everybody
and they made
wanna
it
tell.
easier for everybody to get locked up.
Everybody wanted to tell.
Before that, it was what, beepers and burnouts,
Yeah.
beepers and burnouts.
And see, the thing is that like people don't
I'm like,
realize.
oh,
People don't realize. I gotta say this one. This is a good one. People don't realize social media is good, but it's making our kids dumb.
Yeah, it is.
It's making our kids dumb. But
Yeah.
the sad
Cause they
thing,
learning shit.
the sad thing about it is,
Yeah.
like in my opinion, social media is excellent. You know, I learned a lot
When you-
from it.
when you know how
I
to use
searched
it.
a lot of things.
Yeah,
You know how to
you're
use
saying
it. But the kids these days, they not using it for what they should be using it for,
Mhm.
trying to learn different things.
Yeah.
They using it for negativity and
To show
they
off.
just it's just making them like dumb, and it's sad, you know, because that shit make you teach you a lot of things, and you know, and you should
Yeah,
you should be able to do a lot with
Any
it.
technology.
Yeah,
I'm just
You know,
saying.
like,
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Like when they shoot somebody. Yeah, nigga, that's why I
They
shot
go
you.
on it- yeah, they say it on there.
It was never
Or
cool to
rap.
say I shot you, yo. I will deny that shit. I
Right.
will deny
Right.
that
Right.
shit
That's the trend.
to the fullest.
No.
Like, who want to know that you killed somebody? Who want to know that you shot
They
somebody?
want to tell it so
I'm gonna
bad.
deny that shit. No, even if I did do that shit, I didn't do it.
They putting it on
Cool points. They
Instagram.
want cool points for it. It's
They-
like
I don't understand
Yeah.
these people.
they.
Well, the rap songs. What about
Yeah.
that? Or making a song
I'm not
about
rapping
it.
about it. I'm
Yeah.
not saying anything about it.
Nobody will even
Because
know
you're
if
not
you
even
didn't say
supposed
it.
to, yeah.
Nobody would know. But
Yeah.
they,
It's like a badge of honor that they
That's
tell.
that's like to say when the basically back then the ones who was beefing on that rap shit was Biggie and Pop. Who was the smart one and who was the wild one? Pop was the wild one because he was talking shit. Biggie was silence. He wasn't saying
and
shit.
and you wouldn't even knew they said they were friends.
Yeah.
They were cool, and they were saying how once he played that character, what was on Bishop? Is it Bishop?
Oh, Bishop. Yeah.
Once
yeah.
he took on that character for his life, because he wasn't even like that before then. He took it and played that character. He took it as in this is my life now. Because they said people was like, well, who is this? This ain't so and so. He's still acting like he's still this character. This is not
Yeah.
who I knew. You know what I'm saying? This is
Oh.
not who I knew. But I guess it made him feel good. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It made him feel good. Made him a lot of damn money too, just to play that character. But yeah, I don't know what these kids want to do.
If they get a certain taste of certain things that they see, then they start making changes, and everything would be so negative.
And they don't even know. It doesn't lead them nowhere because they're not really telling the story. These stars is not telling the stories. These big time, they're not telling the stories, telling how they really ain't got this money. They really ain't living in these
Right.
homes. You know what I'm saying? They don't have these cars for real.
Right.
Or their bank account look
It's
like
making it-
nothing.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? They're not telling them that.
Mhm.
They're not saying, oh, you got to pay this person lawyer fees, tax, and oh, you see all these people with me. I got to pay these people. They don't think that. They think, oh, they homies, oh, they making money too. No, they not. They just standing there with them. You know what I'm saying? They just standing there with them. They're not doing anything. But they want this lifestyle
They
that's
want their lifestyle.
You
unachievable.
gotta pay for it.
Yeah, you got to pay
expensive.
for it.
It's very expensive.
It's a mess. But
That shit be hard. These motherfuckers be thinking that shit be easy. I'm like, oh, I got
It's not.
money. Oh, this, that, this. Nigga, you ain't got no fucking money.
It's not no money. It's
got
not.
no
If you
fucking
can
money.
spend it, if you can buy your house and a car and your money is going, that's no money.
They
You know what I'm
they
saying?
never even seen
they
no
think
money.
$100,000 or $200,000. No, and even if you $500,000, you buy your house, how you gonna furnish that shit? How you gonna maintain it? Who gonna cut that grass? You got all this land. Who gonna cut it? Who's gonna do the upkeep? Now all your money gone. Now what you gotta do?
'Cause they
do.
have to stay
They go
at that
back.
level.
They go right back on the street
Yeah.
because they got to maintain it.
Yeah, people tend to live beyond their means
Yeah.
just to show off.
Right, right.
You know, and it gets all it does is stresses you out.
It will stress you the hell. It will stress you the hell out. I think about how to pay for this. And then,
Yep.
oh my God, how they gonna look at me now? You know what I'm saying? But when you get older, you be the hell with that shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They be like,
Absolutely.
yeah, okay. Well, we know what it's about now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We know what it is to keep it up and what we gotta do. And if you don't want to do nothing to keep it up, you're not gonna have it.
Once the maturity kicks in,
A lot of stuff go down the drain.
Yeah, because everybody be wanting them hot. They be wanting a hot car. Everybody want a hot car, but
Right.
once you get that shit, you don't care about that shit. no
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
You
It's
don't
because
care
you
about
already
that.
attained that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I got it.
All it
Now,
bring jealousy.
yeah, you know.
All that shit do is bring envy.
Yeah.
these days you can't even worry about that because people gonna be who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
At the
are
end of the day,
who you are.
That's
That's
what
what,
she will.
no matter what you got, you are who you are. What Jay-Z say, you are who you are when you walk through the door.
absolutely.
You ain't had to bring nothing with you, but you are who
Yeah.
you are. You know what I'm
That
saying?
doesn't change.
It doesn't change who you are.
You can't. Yeah, it
You
doesn't.
can't uncorny yourself if you
No.
got from the money.
No.
There's a lot of corny people that got millions and they got the cars and the house, and they still because it's your mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your mindset. It's not.
Because you be listening to them too. They be like, yeah, I want
Stupid.
this. I want that. Yeah, I'm about to get a Bentley. I'm about to get this. You be looking at them like, you stupid
Shut
motherfucker.
up.
Shut the
Just shut
fuck
up. Just shut up. People don't know when it's like you don't have to even talk sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, they think, oh, I gotta say this.
They do that to oppress motherfuckers to make a motherfucker like them.
I gotta say this, and you don't have to say a thing.
And that is the struggle or the problem with things now.
You
They
don't
say
have
that
to
shit
say
that make a motherfucker like them.
That's the
Or make them like they thorough.
That's the wrong mindset. Because if a person don't like you, of who you are, and your
No matter what you
personality,
got, no matter what you
It's
that's what
just-
makes the person,
yeah.
the personality. You don't have to have
Anything.
anything.
And we done did that shit. We done did that shit already.
Yeah.
I done had all that shit. We had all that shit. I remember when I came home in style. Remember you came pick me up in the Benz? I left out the jail. That motherfucker was on top of the car. Leaning on the car.
You know what?
Like
Like
this.
more Benjamin, was it Benjamin?
All about
And he was like,
Benjamins.
he was all about the Benjamins, and he was acting like he was the emblem on the car, on top of the car. I know.
He was just, look, I was walking out, all these motherfuckers that was locked up with me. All right, Ben. They was looking, he like this. Ah. I'm walking out of the motherfucking
It's the
jail.
best feeling in the world.
I'm walking out of the jail. It was like this. I wish I was going home in that. He gave me a hug. I got in the Benz. I was like, come on, nigga, get the fuck away from the jail.
We
He
got
pulled
to
away from the
go.
fucking
Yeah, we
jail.
got to go.
He was like, your money in the back seat.
Right.
We was out. And we got to Philly in like 5 minutes. I said, bitch, you couldn't come up here all the motherfucking times? Like, I was busy. I came when I
He said he
couldn't.
came to a point in time to come get you.
I said, look how fast we got here. He's like, I came when I could, damn.
That's all that counts.
Everybody was looking like, I wish I went home in that.
Shit, just went on period.
Just to get out of there.
Just to get out. Shit, they was happy to see it. They think they're like, yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Oh yeah, when I get out, I'm gonna have somebody come pick me up too or something. Yep, I'm gonna have
I
somebody.
was trying to get the fuck away from the jail. And they was talking about something, I wish I went home and I wish I was going home in that.
But I was going to say, because
Go ahead,
sometimes in the middle of
Oh
it,
shit, we
normally,
was reading.
that's the thing. We normally read some of our
We wasn't.
comments, and
Yeah,
then
we are. Go ahead,
and then
yeah.
we get back,
Yes,
to
yes.
talking or questions. Larry, hey Larry, that's actually our classmate. He said thanks.
Larry.
Nisha, hi Nisha. She said true. Hey Tony, that's my cousin, like my
Hey,
husband.
Tony.
And Larry again.
Again, back,
What do
Larry.
you say? That's why I had to retire from coaching high school football because I wasn't going to change. Yeah, these kids are different.
It is.
Oh my God, you remember when the coach had shot somebody? The coach had shot a parent or something.
Oh,
He on the football field. They haven't allowed
wow.
quite often, a couple times, because the kids
To
act
deal
like
with
the
it.
parents. You know what I'm saying? Or can't take instructions. Can't take criticism.
They don't listen.
Oh, or they
Playing
think that they're
the
the
sport, they're
star.
still not.
Absolutely, and I take you out, and you think I'm the star of this team, and how you taking me out, and the parent back there, put him in,
Yeah.
put him in, and it's like, no, it's what I say. But nobody look. But yeah, they had a hard time on the football fields with them kids and the parents.
They just hard headed.
They are.
They hard. They hard to get to.
And then you think about how many of those kids really make it to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? It trains them in life.
They
You know what I'm
change.
saying?
It'd be some of the
They be
parents.
focused on that shit.
Yeah, and the kids
Not
don't even
even
want to
the-
do it.
Yeah.
The kids don't
Sometimes
even want
it'd
to.
be their dreams that they wanted.
Yo, I had a little cousin. Well, he's still here. I got a little cousin. He's the shit. He's still the shit. I'm talking about he throw that football like a bullet. That motherfucker threw that shit to me one time. He probably was like 9. I'm like, let me see. We was down 7th Street. I'm like, throw it to me. shoot, you just went like that. She was like, I was like, damn, my shit was hurting.
Gifted. Mm-hmm.
He probably like 20. I swore he was gonna make it, yo. And he'll throw that ball right where you was at. He said he ain't feel like that shit.
Wow.
And I guarantee you, motherfucker would have snatched him up.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody didn't motivate him.
Right,
you know?
right.
No, they was motivating
That's
him.
my middle son.
I think they was doing it too much.
Yeah. So that's thinking, hey, all
Sometimes
the
you
kids
can do
and
it
all
too
that,
much and they don't want it.
and
turns
none
them
of them
off.
don't do it. Only my middle one, and I had all my boys in every damn sport, and they don't. Yeah, oh my god! And my middle one, he's the only one. He's Devontae's 29. He played for D League. I think it's called D League. D League football. Something. Yeah, he's the only one who's still
like it.
They quite definitely. They quite ain't throwing no ball, no nothing. But LJ no, and LJ the one who really been in everything: basketball, football, baseball, soccer. No, but they do have to stay motivated. You know what I'm saying? You have to keep on them with them if you want them to do it. But it learns them some type of discipline though.
Right.
You know, it's not all about we want you to go out there and play a sport. It learns to be a team player. You know what I'm saying? And that's in the work world. You know, you learn those skills for the work world and other things. But
And it all boils down to they're gonna do what they want. They're gonna do what they want. It's all boils down to that shit.
because they're their own person.
I remember the times where we used to get upset because we couldn't do what we wanted.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't just say we used to get upset when we couldn't do what we want to do, and we didn't do it.
And
We
look
couldn't do it.
Look
Do
at
it.
the kids.
We listen.
that who couldn't do it and didn't do it, or parents say it's my way. Look at Serena and Venus. They parents go, you going to do it.
Yeah.
The Jacksons, you're
Yeah.
going to do it. They made
And
this
that's old
great.
school.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
is.
You
That's
gotta listen.
old
I don't
school.
care what you want to do. You're going to do what I said. And what they do, they was great.
Yeah.
They became great because they listened.
They listened and they
Ain't that
wanted that shit.
Some of them didn't want it.
But they
But they ain't no choice.
That is so funny.
Some people just say, fuck listening to their parents.
Imagine if we can get the kids to be like that now.
And that's what I'm saying. But that,
Once again, we going back some. Now I'm gonna say something, and people probably won't like it, but I'm gonna be 100% honest. These kids are different, meaning they are crack babies.
Absolutely.
They have things. There have been parents have been drinking on them, using drugs on them. They have, these babies are artistic these days. They got ADHD, these kind of things we did not know anything about when we was kids.
Right.
This new generation, they got
everything. They got everything.
things that you be like,
We only had like mental retardation or
retardation. This other stuff.
That other stuff.
I don't even remember Down syndrome when we was kids. I'm sorry, I don't even remember. I remember
Because it was like 1 in 100 or
like 100 kids. You didn't used to see that.
I only seen one retarded person growing up in my life, like when we was younger, and he was out Wilson. He lived up the street from me. Jay.
Oh, I thought you was going to say, and then my terrorist, Boo Boo. Well, I mean, well.
Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, we should have never said their name.
I said the story.
I seen one person.
I don't even remember seeing people like that. I'm
Now
just
they
being
got all
honest.
types of
I'm
things.
just going to say this, but I'm going to
Yeah.
say this. I'm going to say this.
And leave
I'm
it
going to say
alone.
this and leave it alone. We ain't used to the gay stuff. I'm sorry. I had to say it. Back then, if you were gay, you hit
They
it.
hit it.
You hit it.
Now they are forcing these things
You hit it.
on the children, on kids. Now, I always say, because I always talk about the gays and this, that. I have a son that's in the lifestyle, but my thing is, they push it on these kids so much. It's like, or they push it on us.
It's
Because
confusing.
every TV
They're already
show,
confused.
every show is a gay character. And they're going to show the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not like,
I'm sorry. No, that seems like I remember him. Say I'm sorry. Say I'm sorry. But go ahead.
they push it on everybody. And you can't say anything to these people. They have all kinds of rights. You can't even say if you come and say just you're in that lifestyle, whatever you go by, you know they allowing them to change. They change everything. Your name, you can change your sex, and you can change your license. How do we know who you are? And now you got to go by a pronoun. Oh, they didn't address me by. What you mean a pronoun? You one person. I'm not going to address you as they and them. What's your name? You're one person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Do y'all know? Do y'all think y'all agree with this? Do y'all think South Philly? I think South Philly is one of Philly, period. But I think South Philly is one of the best places to be raised
Because we have everything in here. We have all sorts of people. We have.
It's not even about that. It's about learning experience growing up.
Because we have all. We got all types of people in South Philly. You know, all neighborhoods. North Philly don't have it. We got the Italian people. We got the Mild. We got Irish. You know what I'm saying? We got all. We got the Chinese. We got the Puerto Ricans. We got everything is in South Philly. We got all types of cultures.
Everybody stayed.
All types of cultures.
Everybody stayed
Closer.
together.
I think it's
To a certain
more
degree.
family oriented.
Everybody's related. Damn near related.
Yeah.
And it's just like growing up being on point about shit. Grimy shit. All that shit. We see that shit before it comes.
Because it's around us.
It's around us
It's
24/7.
It's around us. We done seen it.
I can literally point out and be like, he gonna die.
Oh God.
Oh, on some real shit. Like you can like the way that they go. No, on some real shit. The way that they move around.
How disrespectful they are. How grimy they are.
But you tell the truth. You seen that. You seen that before. If they don't change, you just look around and be like, that motherfucker gonna die.
I say that.
It's bad to say. It's hard to say. And how many motherfuckers you said that to, and they checked out.
Yeah.
One of them is still just for it. Like any day now. Any day.
I can say a motherfucker gonna die from a bitch, and he died from a bitch. I can say a motherfucker gonna die from just grimy shit that he done, and he died from that. Doing robberies, he gonna die. And the motherfuckers died. All type of snake shit, everything that they done done.
It catches up to you.
Everything catches up to you.
It catches up to you.
Karma.
How many people we said was gonna die and they checked out?
Say that again.
Karma. And it is, it's real. It's real.
And
These
sometimes
kids don't know about karma.
And they don't learn from the shit.
Yeah.
They ain't get enough of their karma yet. That's why they still walking. Like God ain't ready for them yet. No, they need to stay down there a little bit more longer.
You got a few more lessons.
Yeah, you got some more lessons
I
to
got one
learn.
more thing for you.
You got some more lessons to learn before I take you.
He'll even make it look good for them and make them feel good.
Yep.
Thinking they going to slide on
Let them
by
get
you.
comfortable.
Yep.
Yep.
Let them get comfortable.
And just slap it right in your
As soon as
face.
they
That's
get
why-
comfortable, everything's good. You'll come
Exactly.
right around.
Like you thought you, okay, you thought you got away. Okay.
You can point him out. He going to jail. He gonna get locked the fuck up soon. He's stupid. He going to jail.
Because they get to a
And they
point
go
where
to
they
jail.
start doing too much. And it's
They
like,
get
now
comfortable.
it's over exaggerated. Like, you doing too much now. Like, come on.
You can talk to him, be like, young boy, you like, you know how many young boys I talk to him, like, yo, young boy, you fucking up. Yo, chill out. You gonna fucking go to jail or you gonna die. Chill out. Next thing you know, that motherfucker got smoked. Or he went to jail for a long ass fucking time. You be like, I told you. If you come home, yeah, you told me.
They don't want to
The
listen.
fuck you want me
The
to
lesson
do?
they gotta learn.
I don't know what it is about that. Like I don't understand why these kids don't listen.
Because they gotta learn for themselves. Because they don't believe it. They don't believe it.
But see, what the thing is that when you got kids, you telling your kids, you know, what to do and what's going to happen if they continue to do it. You tell them if they're doing something,
yeah.
if they doing something, you like, don't do this, because if you keep doing that, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, and they waiting for you to do it.
And it's like, and they continue to do it, and then it happened. They come to you like that,
Let me
like,
tell you-
I just told you that.
Yes.
I told you what was
Yes.
going to happen.
Yes.
You continue to do that. Why you gotta learn the hard way?
Happen.
Just
Because
listen.
Yeah.
They don't think that you know. They think that we
You don't know
we
what
out
you're
our
talking
minds.
about.
We don't know the
Exactly.
life. You know what I'm saying? They
Exactly.
think no, you ain't know it. It's the same old thing. It's kind of different, but everything
Yeah.
is the same
Yep.
thing. It got worse, but it's the same thing.
They
There's
think-
nothing new out
They
here.
think we dumb, but they don't.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
They are
That's the
dumb.
problem.
Yeah, that's
They
the
think
problem.
we dumb. My mom, they don't know
They don't know
nothing.
what they talking
But
about.
y'all don't know nothing.
Yeah.
My old head called from in jail.
No, you good.
My old head called me from in jail. He was like, "Yo, Ben, I want you to get the young boys from out Wilson together, the young boys from out Tasket at 27th Street." I said, "Oh, what are you trying to do? That shit ain't gonna work." He was like, "No, I want to get them." I said, "It's done deal. It's not gonna work. Chill out. I'm not getting nobody
It
over."
be, and crazy times is that sometimes it be the same hood fighting each other.
Exactly.
So you get
Yeah.
all these different hoods together
It's
trying to
family.
bring peace.
I was
And
gonna
they
say,
get
related.
You're my
That's
friend.
crazy.
You're
Yeah.
my friend, or was my friend. We lived down the street. Our moms hang out. Our grandmothers know each other. They getting smoked by the people that they fucking know and be with.
Street code.
Yeah, like come on.
It's like
And
street code go over everything.
it's too much
oversees
drugs.
everything.
That
And it be
be-
fucked
the-
up
the
because you
drugs
love them
is on
all.
them, you know,
I
it's
love
on their
all of them.
minds.
You love all
it's
of
the
them.
drugs. Because I don't think if they were in their right state of mind, like sober for real, they wouldn't do these
Wouldn't do
things.
something.
Because there's no way that you can sit there and look at certain shit that you do if you weren't high. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? How can you stand over top of somebody and shoot them up if you're not high? You're either high or you're out of your mind. You can't be in your right state of mind and see all of that happening. Because when you shoot somebody, you know what's happening to the body. Do you know it? And you can stand up there and you can look at that happening and run off laughing. What? Or talk about it. Or don't feel no remorse. It's either something's wrong or you was high. You was out of your mind either way. You're not in
And
your right
nowadays,
state of
these
mind when
little
you're
stupid
high.
motherfuckers going right to jail from these cameras.
And they got cameras
They making
everywhere.
it easy for
Everybody
they
got them
making
on
their
their
job
house.
easy because they know a lot of people
Yeah.
ain't telling
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
They're scared to tell. So they
Right.
putting out all these cameras out here for
Yeah.
the people that's scared to tell. Because people don't want to tell because they like to get in danger.
Absolutely.
Back in the day, people they didn't have to tell because they told you don't do that, and you listened, and that was the end of the story. Now these days, they don't even want to be bothered to even tell you don't do it. They just sit back and don't say nothing because they scared, or they just don't want no problems
No repercussions.
from you or your parents coming
Right.
back.
Or they
Don't tell my
friends.
son this, don't be telling
Yeah.
my daughter this.
Mhm.
Nobody
Or
want to
they
deal with
friends
that.
coming
It's
back,
trauma. The backlash is too much, and nobody want to deal with that these days.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
That's
there's
the
no
problem.
protection. These cops,
And they
they're
don't
not
have real
protecting.
friends.
Yeah,
They
they
don't.
no, they don't. They really don't.
They don't have real
Because they'll
friends.
tell them not to do this, don't do that, and we're not going. They don't. I'm in it, you in it.
Yeah.
I'm in it, you in it. Plain
I was going
blank.
to say, what about the sad children that are in prison
that didn't even, it wasn't even their situation. They was just with the person or just
You
riding.
get it too.
Oh, I was just there and they doing the time.
Yeah, it's sad.
Because once again, because
They
we
didn't
said
listen.
don't do it.
They ain't listen. Told you stop being with them. Told you that.
And the sad part is that a lot of people, when people in situations like that and they go through the process, people that's in that type of power to give you whatever they serve you with, they see the situation and they know that. But the sad part is that their job is to lock you up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Their job
Absolutely.
is to lock you up.
And yeah, they job to lock you the fuck up. And man,
No matter what the backstory was.
these motherfuckers don't be having no real friends out here and all that shit. Man. They don't even know what the fuck a friend is.
Yeah, it's sad.
They
They don't even know what a friend
They
is.
don't.
Everybody just acting. And then they turn around and act another way, and they acting another way and another way. Like, damn, which way you want to go?
And look how many people we lost. We lost a lot of fucking
Lot.
people before 18. And after 18, we lost a lot of people. A lot. A lot. Look how many times you stopped me from doing shit. We lost a lot of people.
A lot.
A lot of fucking people.
Wow. All right. The mic is on you, Tanya.
So we have questions.
So I guess we can. Well, my question would be,
Since, of course, like you just said, how y'all lost a lot of people. Do you guys, is there anything that you would share, like, with the generation today on something that you definitely learned as far as one of your lessons to not do, or you would do different, or you did different?
What I would do.
Both, that question is for
What I
both of
wish
y'all.
I done, if I wish I done, I wish I was a fucking square my whole fucking life, and I wish I fucking.
Sorry, Benjamin, they don't know you are a square behind.
Shut your
Y'all gotta
I'm
say
a
it.
square like you. But I wish I was
sorry,
a damn
don't
square.
do
I just wish I was a square. And I would just say, whatever you're going to do, just stay focused. Stay focused and save your money. Save your money, and ain't much I can tell you. Just stay out the streets. Stay out the streets, and just whatever you're going to do, just stay focused. And just think positive shit. And just, if you ain't got money, you can't do shit. You can't do shit without money. So stack your money and just stay fucking focused. If you lose that, you're going to lose everything. And you're going to lose. It's to win. That's it.
Read that question again for me, please.
Look, I don't even have it written down, but it was off the top of my head. So I'll say,
Chop it up then.
for you, as the person you are today, like Ben was saying, y'all lost a lot of people. Do you, at any point of your life now or certain days, think of if it what would you tell the generation today your to do's or not to do in order to make it in life? What are the things that you have done that was different for you to be here today?
Okay. Well, I mean,
That was a lot.
yeah, it's okay. I got you.
No, we got
Well, I mean, it's like we learn throughout life. We learn things on the things that we go through and we put ourselves through. Okay, and if we continue to learn off of that, and that'll make us better, so we won't make the same decisions again. That's how I learned. And that's how I'm here today. I grew up in the neighborhood. I've seen a lot of stuff. Went through a lot of illness and stuff, PTSD. I'm gonna say it, and just from seeing a lot of trauma, and it's just like you gotta make good decisions. You gotta go with your gut feelings. And if you make bad decisions, you gotta learn from them. You can't keep making the same decisions and making the same mistakes and just thinking you're gonna get ahead in life. You gotta take time out sometimes. You gotta think, you gotta ask questions. You gotta come to people and ask them that's older than you, that's been through things. You gotta change. You gotta make adjustments. You can't stay the same. You can't keep doing the same things. I learned from all my mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes in my life, and that's what made me a better person that I am today. A better man, a better father. That's what made me, a better person today. Because I learned from my mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. I mean, I'll be 45 next week, and I made a lot of mistakes in my life, and that's what got me here. Some of the mistakes that I made, I've done them a few more times, but sometimes you have to make certain mistakes more than one time for you to get it and learn.
Yes.
We ain't perfect. We human beings.
Right. And if you don't make a change, you're gonna keep repeating that lesson until you learn from it.
Yeah, and it's going to and it's going to slow your life back. It's going to stop you from doing the things that you want to do in your life if you don't change some of the small things. It'd be most of the small things that you do and mistakes that you make that you don't never learn from. It'd be the small ones most of the time,
Right.
and they're the ones that hold you back for doing the things that you want to do in life, or for you getting ahead in life to where you want to be.
Right.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
you just gotta. You just gotta, you gotta make the changes, and you gotta listen. You gotta listen. I mean, I didn't have like a person that I can go to. My father went away, when I was young, and he didn't like raise me the most important time in my life, when I was young. But it was like I learned a lot of things on my own. That's why I made a lot of mistakes. Because not having 100% guidance and a father figure, or they had that man figure around, because that you make a lot of mistakes. You make a lot of mistakes with a lot of different things in life. I'm not going to name a lot of things, but you make a lot of mistakes, and that kind of cripples your life and handicaps you a little bit for getting ahead, like I mentioned. And once you get over that hump, 'cause that's a big hump, it's a big roadblock. Once you get over that roadblock, then it's like the sky's the limit for you, because you can take off and you can do more things and you can learn more things once you continue to keep going forward.
Right.
And you're the man if you can't take care of your
And it's
family.
never too late to make changes. You could be 40, you could be 50, and you could just change your whole life around and do something totally different and start a whole new career. So it's never too late for you to make decisions.
Right.
It's never too late. If you want to be a square, you could be a square at 45, 46,
And it's
50
decent
years
to
old.
be a square.
Yeah, I know that's not.
Like, for real,
You ain't gotta watch your back.
your life.
You ain't gotta watch your back. You ain't gotta worry about nobody killing you. You ain't gotta worry about shit.
Yeah, that's all I can do. I mean, that's just, I just wish things were the way it was back in our time, because things wouldn't be the way it is today.
Right.
The crime rate would be lower.
Yeah.
People will respect each other. And we can get along better. I mean, if the Africans, if the other cultures and other people can get along and come together and look out for each other, we can do the same thing.
Yes.
It's not hard. It's just that we just grew up a certain way, and we seen so many things, and we just kept it in our mindset. And like I mentioned before, when you do certain things around your kids and you do certain things around certain people, they keep that in their mindset for a very long time. I can go back to things that I've seen when I was 10 years old, and I still had that in my mindset.
Yeah.
So that's how it is. That's why a lot of things are the way they are today.
Yeah.
Because kids see things that they shouldn't see, and they hear things they shouldn't hear, and it stays in their mind. And sometimes it makes them an animal.
Yeah.
It makes them an animal. It makes them a bad person. It makes them go through a lot of changes in their life.
Yeah.
Just by certain words and certain things that they say. And that's why a lot of kids are the way they are today. They seen most of
too much.
They seen too much. They seen too much, sometimes what their mom and dad did, what their family members did, or what their babysitters did.
And it's unaddressed. It's not addressed.
And to them.
What they say, unaddressed trauma.
And they never, and when they go through that, and it's sad to say, when they go through that, they don't never have a voice about it. They
Because
never
we
have a
weren't
voice
well,
about
they were
it.
taught to be quiet and don't say
There
nothing.
you go.
Don't
Or
say
you
nothing.
being
Don't
too
tell.
vulnerable.
Don't tell nobody
Yeah.
this. Don't tell nobody that. And it's like, I can't tell nobody. I can't tell my mom, my grandma, the teacher, the cops, or counselor. You can send me to counselor all of you want, but I can't tell
I
them.
was told to not. Right?
I was told not to tell them.
Yep. So I mean, yeah, that's the difference, and a lot of things as far as to like saying things and going to your parents and saying certain things. Back in our time, we really had to do that much because we got chastised from so many different people.
Right.
So it wasn't really much for us to go back to tell our parents, because the person that
was
dealt
handled.
already beat us
Yup.
to it.
It was
They
Exactly.
already beat us to
Extra
it. You know?
protection. Self-protected every which way is in
And you
there.
felt good about that.
Yeah,
it
that is
was
so
like,
true.
and that kept you going. It kept
Yeah.
you going in the right direction.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna hear it from him. I'm gonna hear it from her or him,
Right.
and then she gonna turn around and tell my mom and my dad that I gotta hear
And
it
then
from
I
them.
did it again.
Yeah, it's too much. So they just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna like I smacked plenty of times from neighbors. And I ain't go home and tell my mom.
Yo, I remember me and
Because then
Tanya.
you'd be like, oh, you did that, but you couldn't get it.
Smack
I remember
it.
me and Tanya was telling Miss Elaine. I was like, Miss Elaine, remember you was telling me I'm gonna tell your mom. You better go home and tell your mom what you was just doing.
But that's the difference, though. That's the difference with the trend, between now and the 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
It's just that everybody was more together.
Right.
Everybody,
It's a family.
yeah, it was more of a family type thing. Everybody got along. We did this.
Even when motherfuckers was shooting, they tell the kids go in the house. They be like, tell the kids to go in the house. They used to do that.
And some of the old heads, when them shootings went on and they did dumb stuff, some of the old heads pulled them guys to the side like, yo, man, what you doing?
It was
Yeah.
never that. It
Like
was never.
exactly.
We never heard of
Yeah.
the kids getting shot. Straight bullets
They
hitting no
did,
kids.
no.
It was never none of that. It was
Yeah.
none
Yeah.
of that. They got who they was coming for.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
it.
they did it in a respectable way. Even though it was wrong, but they respected.
Right,
These
right,
days,
right.
they don't respect anybody. We gonna shoot anybody out there.
'Cause they shooting and running. They running and shooting at the same time. So
Yeah.
whoever get hit.
Yeah, so
That's tell the kids to go in the house.
yeah. I got told to go in the house many times, but that's the way it is with the trend situation. I just hopefully we can. Hopefully this generation can get it together. And
I hope we can live to see it. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, with
That they do.
this technology going on and these so-called robots supposed to be taking over so much, I don't know.
Fucking robots can't do
Oh
anything.
I used to tell people, I know who they need to get.
The robots?
They need to get.
No, they got him now.
I'm telling you, RoboCop. They stupid. I'm not playing.
Wow.
This is one of them. Watch some of this shit too.
Yeah.
See how many people going out there.
That's old
They be
school.
waiting for these young boys.
Yeah.
Drop your weapon. I'm saying it.
Shit down.
They do shit down. Well, I ain't saying it. Drop your weapon. Had one of them shoulders through the. Seriously, build one of them. Build them.
Yeah.
Because they can't come out. Because they
Build
can't.
some shit to knock that shit down.
It's gonna take some time, but they will.
And you would have motherfuckers trying to knock that
They
shit
probably
down.
already had
They better be
that.
glad I'm not rich.
You gonna
I'll
build
build
one?
Yes, I would. Yeah, I need. Yeah, build one of them.
I'm sure China
The
got it.
law.
What he say? Drop
see,
your
that's all
weapons.
they did.
Your weapons.
Yeah, they got them.
They gonna build some
I
shit.
give you one.
They gonna build some shit when he say drop your weapon. And as soon as he say drop your weapon, somebody gonna shoot that motherfucker from the back
my
with some
God.
shit. And they gonna like your weapon just dropped. And his head gonna be gone.
I'm telling you, they need to try it. Machine. Y'all spending all this money on other stuff. Build a RoboCop. I repeat.
Y'all ain't trying to build a robot.
No, don't build no fucking robot.
Imagine seeing that. Well,
Don't build no robocop. You fucking shit up.
They gonna start shooting anything.
I'm telling you.
Or be stuck in the corner.
Make them. You're not malfunctional. Helicopter in the sky.
It's that
For
malfunction.
real. Them fucking robots kill shit by accidents.
You said it's not malfunctioning. Yeah, it's not malfunctioning.
You like drop your weapon. You drop your weapon. You like, what the fuck? I just dropped my shit. He be like, drop your weapon. This stupid fucking robot. I just dropped my fucking weapon. Then he gonna shoot him.
It's curfew. Imagine it's curfew.
Then they gonna be. Then they gonna be. Then they gonna be like.
It's curfew.
Yeah, they gonna be like, this fucking robot is fucking
Go inside. Say it again. Clear the corner. I would love to see that.
Oh my god.
Like,
I mean,
what?
that's a good point, though. I mean,
I'm
that's
telling
a good
you.
point. Because the cops these days,
They need a backup.
they don't enforce the law like they're supposed to.
No,
They wonder
but-
why they got problems.
They are scared. Let me tell you, they're scared.
True story. Since we talking about how the police are scared. So somebody else had called to make a report here. And
Cops need to be scared,
the
though.
young, what's the name? Young lady. So, and they came really late. And I seen them on the camera. I'm like, so I'm looking, but I'm listening. The two of them was the lady and the man. And you know how my alarm keeps saying, this is recording you. I'm recording you. He gonna say, after a while, the cop gonna turn his flashlight on. He was like, I don't like this. He all on my camera top. I don't like this. I was like, oh, he's scared. You know, they do. So,
Because they know people don't have no respect for them.
yeah.
I know.
And they don't, it's like,
And that's how they
I'm
look
coming
at it.
here and I'm trying to help. And I'm
Right.
being killed trying to help.
Exactly. Here.
They go through more mental illness than
Yeah, they
we go
do.
through.
Ain't that
You
something?
see that whole, it was a whole,
You're talking about
station
PTSD.
killed
Imagine
they said within a 3 weeks time. It's like
I
6
thought that
cops.
somebody killed them. I know
Well,
what you're talking about. I
6
saw
cops
that.
committed suicide
Yeah.
from the same district.
Yup, I remember that. I saw it on social media.
They go through a lot.
And see a lot.
Yeah.
And see a lot. Imagine that's like we just
To
talk about
be one
it.
today.
To imagine have to walk in on some of that stuff that we see on TV. Imagine have to walk into you got to open this oven and that baby is in there. That girl cooked that baby. She blacked out and said the baby kept crying. She said she thought she was putting the baby in the crib. But you put the baby in the oven and then turned it on. But
She wanted her to
you
shut
but
up.
you wasn't in your right mind because
Yeah.
how can you hear those screams and cry and then feel it? Because you know you gonna feel the heat yourself. Oh
It's
my
the
God, I know
truth.
that baby
Because
cooking in there like it's hot.
Yeah, high and everything and mentally ill.
Mentally
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
cook and imagine how that smelled when they walked in here. Imagine what they seen when they opened that. You know what I'm saying?
And again,
Ah!
that's more an untreated trauma.
Absolutely.
Her can't want the baby just to shut up.
Just to shut up. Anything to shut them up.
Yeah.
Anything just to shut that baby up.
Yep.
But that's when it comes with the village because y'all knew something was wrong with her.
Right.
Your aunts
And that couldn't have
all of
been
them.
that couldn't have been the first time.
It definitely wasn't the first time. Nobody stepped in and said she ain't supposed to have this baby. You better go on over there and see what your cousin doing. She got
Right.
that baby on. Y'all know how she be
Exactly.
going off sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's the people
So
way.
true.
Some sick bastards.
It is.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, do Antoinette have any
anything?
questions for y'all?
No, I don't have any questions. No, I mean,
You covered
we've been
everything,
talking.
huh?
Yeah, we've been talking about it.
Everything.
Oh, man,
We
yeah.
done cleared all the shit up.
Yeah, we
Look, now you smooth sailing one time. Yeah, we done take. Or just to say, like to the parents
and I speak to y'all as I speak to myself. Sometimes we think that these kids know better and that we shouldn't have to keep repeating ourselves. And I think that we should. I think because I don't call it. Now I sit back, damn. I ain't gonna have to keep saying, don't do this every day. Every time you hit the door. But now I was like, damn, you should have fucking said that shit.
Yeah.
No matter how many times you had to repeat it, you should have said it. No matter how many times you
How
got
many
it.
kids y'all seen me like that little boy bad as shit? He look bad.
Some of them look bad.
Yeah.
And you can tell.
And
You can tell
that
you're
is
bad.
true. And then some you just be wrong about.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
And you gotta watch the quiet ones.
Absolutely.
Start to see.
Yeah, and they don't be bad.
Can't judge a book
They
by its
just-
cover.
And some of them
Right.
be so talented.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. You know, we think that something is wrong, but they're so gifted, but we don't even give it a chance, their brain a chance enough to develop into the people that they can be. Because a lot of they crazy, but I think they're crazy because there's so much going on in their brain.
Yes.
Or they have so much intelligence in their brain and they don't know how to manage that stuff.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to, I don't know.
Outlet.
They don't know how to do it. And it's like, bad stuff just
Yeah.
come out. You know what I'm saying? But you look at what they say, what?
No, I was gonna say you said bad stuff come out because some of them like, oh, I'll get more attention.
It's easy.
if I act
Absolutely.
this way.
Absolutely.
But if I be like this,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
if I do the talented stuff, I'm not popular. They gonna think I'm corny or laugh at me. You know what I mean? But if I be this way, that they don't even. Some of them don't even want that life. But it's
They get that attention.
Yeah.
Like you said, you gonna pay me attention now.
Yep.
Everybody gonna start paying me attention.
it's
Like
that-
who was good in school, who wasn't
Yeah.
bad in school.
yeah.
Like I got kicked out of every school.
He finished. He did. Look, you think that's funny? No, I'm gonna bring up my brother. Would y'all believe? No lie. He graduated with honors.
Yeah, but you know Gil was a nerd though.
But I'm
You
just
talk to him.
saying, it be
Would turn out.
I'm just saying.
But when
Good
you,
grades.
But when you, if
it's
you
so much
As
more.
a student, but in the street, something different.
yeah, but if you knew Gil knew a lot of shit. If you busted up with him, Gil knew he was book smart, all that shit. He knew a lot of shit. Gil knew a lot of shit.
And sometimes that's what
That's
drives
why we
you.
were shocked about a lot
Drive
of
you
stuff.
because you know so much. It's so much in your brain. It's so much, and you don't know how. You don't know how to. Whatever. You don't know how to focus. You don't know how to put that into good use. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't know where to use it at. And it's like, no, now I don't even feel like thinking about that. I don't feel like thinking about what I can do and what I can be. It's
Yeah.
easier for me to just do this because I don't have to think about that.
Exactly.
I don't have to think about it.
Yeah, you could be talking to Gil and you'll be thinking about something and you'll be like, I wonder if this. He'd be like, no. Then you start bringing that shit down. No, because if you do that, the oil will come out such way, and you'd be like, how the fuck you know
all
that?
Brilliant.
When he actually, when he was 17, when he got shot in the neck, if you remember,
Yeah.
and that was the year he was supposed to graduate, and he got shot in the neck, and he went straight to jail.
Yeah.
Right? We got his report card and his diploma in the mail, and that's what my mom straight A's again. Like what the?
This nigga, this
Go ahead, let's talk about it.
straight fucking
That's what I'm
A's.
saying. Mindset, smart as hell, but.
Get kicked out of every
See,
goddamn
I don't know
school.
that inside you, but I'm gonna just say, if there's anything like him, calm, sweet, slide you right on down to the ground. You know what I mean? He would, but book smart.
I'm gonna tell you a funny story.
It's
We got
insane.
kicked out of Veer. We got kicked out of fucking Starter
Y'all
last
got
year.
kicked out of beer.
Both of us. Look, we got kicked out of Veer. We got kicked out of Starter last year. Then we went to Boom.
Oh my God.
This
They don't even have them no more.
I know.
They don't have those schools anymore, and that's what they need.
Yeah.
They don't have them.
I
They
didn't
can
know
stay
that
out.
they didn't.
This
They don't have
nigga,
them schools no more.
this nigga wanted to be a fucking angel when we got in the Boom.
I hated that school.
I was like this. Look,
Sure.
I was.
Well, I heard bad stuff about them.
The teacher's like, I'm gonna fuck you up with this ruler. They'll cuss at you and all that. I'm gonna fuck you up with this ruler.
I had to
Like,
get out
you
of here.
hit me with that ruler, I'll shoot your ass. This
That's
nigga,
definitely how it probably would be now. That's why.
They said that.
I used to leave school from Boom. I used to leave school and all that. Like, man, fuck that. I ain't chilling in this fucking shit. I'm out. I just like, Frank, come on, we out. He's like this. I'm staying.
Get out of there.
He's like, man, I'm getting out of here. What the fuck? Yeah. He was like this. Look at it. He could be in a different class. He could be in the class, right? He's looking straight and everything. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? He was like this. Look, I remember this motherfucker. Look, and we was bad as shit. He bad as shit in every other fucking school. We get in there, he like this. I was like, yo, we out. He was like this. No. I was like, fuck that teacher. Didn't I tell you that? Look, I was like this. I was like, man, fuck that teacher. We out. He was like this. I'm getting honor roll. I'm out. I remember that shit like that. That shit was crazy. Man, fuck that. I Is it like being in that stupid ass school?
That's all you needed. No,
I hear crazy stuff about here. So
Man.
I'm crazy enough.
I mean, it was rough. That school it was all boys at that time.
Oh yeah.
And it was rough.
That's why I remember.
Right, yeah,
being
all
there.
boys.
That shit was funny as shit because he was literally like, yo, any other school he being bad as shit. We got the boom, he was like this.
That school was crazy. Anybody, nobody was.
He like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? He learned his lesson. He learned his lesson. He like, fuck it, I ain't going there.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing, Frank? We out. I don't feel like staying here. He was like this. He was like this. Bye. And literally, he was like this. Bye.
That's what it was too. See? And
I'm getting eye roll.
I know who he had to come pick up.
I can wait.
Look who he had to come pick up. He had to come pick up. How about that part? He came and got two from jail. He had all the money in the car. He had your money in the car. See, you shouldn't have sitting here talking about that. No, I'm not going anywhere. Right with him. Like, you should have listened.
That motherfucker got straight A's too. He got straight A's and was like, I'm out of here.
60 days in there, I go right to University City.
Yup, see?
Yeah.
He learned his lesson.
Wait, so I must ask another question. So did you graduate from there, from Boom?
No.
Because we didn't have that conversation. Oh my God!
It was just too much going on at that time.
Yeah.
They tried to rob us.
We couldn't focus.
Remember they tried to rob us? They tried to rob
We
us.
couldn't focus. You know, at that time, we was in a rough environment.
We was like forced to be in that environment.
Okay.
And you're not in your neighborhood.
You know, because it's like we was forced to be in that lifestyle. You know, we ain't had no choice. Like that's how
Yeah.
it was, and that's
I
how
get
it
it.
is these days. A lot of these kids are forced to be a certain
Forced,
way so
yeah.
they can fit in.
Yes.
And I be telling my
Survive.
kids, I
I
say,
know it
yeah,
all too. I'm sorry, but I only can relate through my brother. I only can relate to that through that situation because I remember I was 16 going on 17. That's when we moved from our Wilson and we moved down 16 for Latona. Manny hated it. When I say, and I don't know if y'all can remember, he hated it. That we moved, he would go out Wilson every
He was
single
out of
day.
his element.
He was getting in trouble and everything.
Out of his element.
Until he told my mom and them, I got enemies. And me and my dad knew a lot of stuff, but he didn't tell us. And me and my mom was shocked, like, enemy? Who want you? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because that's another thing. You're another person out there.
Absolutely.
He come home, he a good kid. He come home, mask come off. But when he was out there, he being a monster. We don't know that.
Yep.
That was a shock to us. So you ain't never lied. Being it's the environment.
Yo, I remember
He was on the news. I'm sorry, wait. He was on the news with Southern. Remember
I
being
remember
you
that.
talking about?
Yeah,
I remember that.
He told me it was
I remember
him and
that.
Tanique.
Yeah, Tanique.
Yeah,
It was
I
him
remember
and my
Him
sister.
and my sister. They was fighting
It
people
was
at
fighting,
Southern.
yeah.
He on the
It was
news.
a big fight.
No, our
Yeah.
sister. Yes, our
Yeah.
sister called. She called us. We didn't even know. She was like, I just seen him on the news talk about I lied for my. Yo, she said he was on there saying, yeah, it was me. I lied.
Oh my God.
So yeah, so it's true. You know, it's real
And
life.
they
You know
all
what
got
I
locked
mean?
up.
Yeah. Real
Because
life.
back in them days, it's like I said, you were forced into it. And then if you was to go certain places outside of your comfort zone, then if people knew where you were from, then you had a
Exactly.
problem.
That's the problem.
It
Exactly.
ain't like that.
It's
It ain't like that
exactly
too much
that.
now.
Yes.
I remember
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
around smart them motherfuckers.
Lucy. And that's real life. Now, you was from 23rd Street. Here I am from Wilson, and I'm on 16th Street. But they used to come to they used to come where I was every day. We sitting on the steps. 16th Street, the girls
the
down
girls.
there.
Oh, my
Swear we
God.
all from my Wilson. Am I lying? They do it. Me and my girlfriends was from, and my
They
girlfriends
tried to
was
beat you up too, Lucy?
They wanted to fight us all the time. But Brucey and I was from 23rd Street. I was from Wilson. But they got labeled from Wilson.
Yeah.
Because you
So when we
too.
go to the party, when we invited, it's by right. We all from Wilson. We all from Wilson. But y'all,
Yeah.
No, I remember one time we was leaving from out of Boone. We stopped catching a bus. because of this, we used to leave from out of Boone. We walk into the bus stop, motherfucker. We had them Nordica jackets and shit, Tommy jackets. We walk into the joint. This nigga always not caring and doing some old other shit. I'm paying attention. I'm watching my fucking surroundings. I hear the bull. He walking up ahead with somebody else from South Philly. I'm behind. Bull talking about something. It's getting nice. You see them jackets? He's talking about the jacket. He's like, I'm about to rob niggas. It's getting nice. I'm about to start robbing these niggas. Man, I'm like, oh shit. Store, he don't even know what's going on. Fucking store, I'm like, Frank, come here. He like this, what? I'm like, come here. He go in the store. Other nigga from South Philly, he's standing out there. I'm watching. He debate. I'm like, yo, chill. We get in the store. The boy that's talking about robbing shit. I'm watching him here across the street. I'm like, Frank, the fuck? Come on, man. Your bus about to come. Hold on, niggas. Lift you chilling. The bus comes. Shoot. This nigga boy like this, like waiting for us. He want the jackets. But the boy's still out there. He got all right jackets. And as they go in there, I seen him go like that. Come on, nigga, come on. So we go on the bus. Right on the bus. He don't know what's going on.
Oh my God.
I use that nigga for bait. He out there getting robbed. Like, damn. We on the bus already.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
We on the bus. He mad as shit. He ain't get us. I'm like, yeah, I'm driving from now on. And I'm coming strapped.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know?
This was so good.
It was. Y'all was good.
Thank you, Tony.
Oh yes, look, thank you.
I know we so
appreciate
busy.
you. And look, it shows that
Appreciate
that's
all y'all.
everyone that is
Absolutely, yes. We had a good time.
hopefully we can have these gentlemen back again. To I ain't wanna like really put it on. I had extra questions,
But it's getting kind of late. I don't want to run over, and it's because it's after 8. So
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
another time.
Look at him. He like, it's over.
Oh, yeah. It's done.
Yeah.
Appreciate us tuning in.
So yes,
Thanks
we
for all the
appreciate
comments.
everybody.
Thank y'all so much.
for
We love
tuning
y'all.
in.
And I was going to ask you, do you want one of them to?
Yeah, one
since
of
they
them-
are our guests.
The guests always close us out.
Yes.
Close
What
enough.
we do is we at the end of our sessions we always give like something uplifting or just a good message to everyone just to take us on up. So y'all can do it together. Or
And
you
The clapper.
yes.
No, you get that. You get the
While he's
clapper.
doing it.
And you close us out.
All right, I
Since
do
he
it.
goes in, since he closes it out, you can
No,
get the
go-
clapper.
you
No, you have to say
And
it
then
like
you can close
something,
it out.
just something inspirational, encouraging, or positive to take us to end it.
Your
It
final
can be about
thought. Your
anything.
final thought. That's it.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Close it out, buddy.
Well, my final thought is, I mean, discussion was like the trend situation, and oh wow, I done said so much.
I know, right?
Oh,
Just repeat something you said.
Yeah, I am.
Repeat something
Yeah,
you said.
I guess I just wish things can be, the way it used to be, and I wish things can change, within our city, and I just hopefully, this new generation can get it together and change the generation, and just change the trend around, and just, do the right things, do the right things, and and be nice to, be respectful, be nice.
Be
to
kind.
people. Treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
And that's my final thought for the day. I said a lot, so that's my final thought for the night.
Live life and love life.
What?
That's it.
Wait.
live life and love life, love unfiltered. It's alright. Good night.
Good night, you guys. Thank you for
Thank you.
joining us.
Thank you.
That was good.
Yes.
That was good.
You
That was
might be cracking
good.
the hell up.